Well, third grade, I know you're going to be sad to hear this, but this is the last multiple choice end of the week reading, grammar, and vocabulary test. Woohoo! Okay, so it has a number 3 on the top. It is lesson 24, Dog of the Sea Waves. I'm going to read it aloud, and you go ahead and fill in the correct choice. We'll start with the vocabulary page. That's 21. Number 1, what does the word bay mean in the sentence below? Hundreds of fish swim in the bay. Is a bay a large tank? A body of water? Shore of a lake? Or secret fishing spot? Amelia Bedelia went with Audrey and they had a secret fishing spot. Number 2, lava. The volcano was surrounded by red hot lava. Melted rock? Delicious tea? Angry people? Valuable metal. Number 3, arrival. The parade will start after the mayor's arrival. Getting well? Having an idea? Making a speech? Or getting to a place? Number 4, aboard. The travelers climbed aboard the train. Around? Off? Onto? Up. Next page. Number 5, voyage. Isaac packed his suitcase for the long voyage. Airport? Chase? Journey? Sleep. Number 6, which of the following is the best replacement for the verb screeched in the sentence below? Drew screeched the last notes of the song. Does that mean he hummed? He whispered? He spoke loudly? Or screamed off key? Screeched. Number 7, which of the following is the best replacement for the verb waltzed in the sentence below? Waltzed. Pay attention to context clues. Our grandparents waltzed across the ballroom floor. Waltzed. Danced, marched, ran, walked. Remember, Cinderella went to a ball. Number 8, which of the following is the best replacement for the verb scorched in the sentence below? Dad scorched our dinner when he forgot to set the timer. Burned, cooked, toasted, warmed. What is the best replacement for scorched? Number 9. What's the best replacement for the verb sewed in the sentence below? Now this is not sewing like with a needle and thread. The farmer sowed the wheat. Through, dug up, planted, collected. which makes sense. Number 10. What's the best replacement for the verb gobbled in the sentence below? We hear about turkeys gobbling, but sometimes people gobble their food. We gobbled our food in the 20 minutes we had for lunch. Sipped, nibbled, quickly ate, or made a turkey noise. We're going to go on to the comprehension section of our test. Okay. Number 1, which words from the story does the author use to show that Hawaii was full of life? There were 5 brothers who came from their home to the south. Storms brought frightened birds in the clouds and insects on the wind. Some 2,000 years ago, they embraced the first people to come. The sun, the moon, and the stars guided birds with seeds in their bellies to these islands. Number 2. We're going to read the sentence, and then we're going to think about why did the author include this sentence? They were Hoku, who loved the stars, Neel, who loved the sea, Opua, who loved clouds, Makani, who loved the wind, and Manu, who loved birds. Does he include this to show how the brothers do not get along? To show how the brothers work well together? To show how the brothers are different from each other? To show how the brothers decided to come to the islands? You can listen to that a second time if you need to. Choose the best answer. Number 3. How can the reader tell that the 5 brothers are brave? They explore a lagoon. They eat foods they have never eaten before. They find a new star that is always pointing north. They travel to a place they have never been before. Which of those things would take bravery? Number 4. Which of the following events takes place first in the story? So think about the story. The brothers help an injured seal. Manu and Dog of the Sea Waves swim together. Manu makes up a silly chant for Dog of the Sea Waves. The brothers leave Manu to get ready for their voyage home. Those are 4 events. Which one of those things happened first? Number 5. Why did the illustrator most likely create all outdoor scenes for the book? Because he didn't know how to create indoor scenes? Because he thought the reader would like outdoor scenes better? Because outdoor scenes are the only thing he knows how to draw? Because he wanted the reader to see scenes showing the nature and beauty of Hawaii? Number 6. What can you tell about how the characters are feeling from the illustrations on page 322 and 323? Excuse me, I'm going to go and get the book and hold up that illustration so that you can see that. Now, let's look through that question again. What can you tell about how the characters are feeling from the illustrations on page 322 and 323? Look at their faces, look at what's happening. They are feeling frightened. They are feeling relaxed. They are feeling bored. They are feeling happy. Look at the picture. Okay, we are on to number 7. In this story, we saw little drawings of plants and animals. And we want to know why the author put those in there. So let's look at our question. Why might the illustrator have included small drawings of plants and animals on the pages of the story? Because he wanted to show the variety of wildlife in Hawaii. Because he wanted visitors to look for them when they visit Hawaii. Because he thought they were cute and readers would like them. Because he ran out of things to write and wanted to put more on the pages. Number 8. Why does the author compare the sea near the volcano to a monster? He says the sea was a monster. Is it to show that the sea was ugly? To show that the sea was dangerous? To show that there were no waves in the sea? To show that there was a large animal in the sea? Number 9. How does Manu change by the end of the story? He learns how to take care of animals. He feels better about living in Hawaii. He finds out that his brothers care about him. He discovers that Dog of the Sea Waves is a seal. Choose the one that makes sense. Number 10. Why did the author write this story? To tell a funny story about a seal? To show how to catch fish in a lagoon? To tell why people should move to Hawaii? To show that a new home can be made anywhere? Okay, let's go on to our grammar pages and then we are finished. So we're on page 28, grammar. Number 1, which conjunction? Those are words like and, but, or, because. Okay. So which conjunction best completes the sentence below? Lucy was late to school because she couldn't find her book bag. Lucy was late to school that she couldn't find her book bag. Lucy was late to school unless she couldn't find her school bag. Lucy was late to school while she couldn't find her book bag. Which of those makes sense? Listen to them a second time if you need to. Number 2, we're going to do the same thing. I was angry with my brother because he said he was sorry. I was angry with my brother once he said he was sorry. I was angry with my brother until he said he was sorry. I was angry with my brother whenever he said he was sorry. Choose the best answer. The next one. That you finish your homework, you may watch TV. After you finish your homework, you may watch TV. Unless you finish your homework, you may watch TV. In order to you finish your homework, you may watch TV. Number 4. The dog rolled over when I offered him a treat. The dog rolled over whereas I offered him a treat. The dog rolled over as far as I offered him a treat. The dog rolled over in order that I offered him a treat. Listen to that again and make the correct choice. Now we're going to combine two sentences. We're going to choose the best way. Here are the two sentences. I set the table. Dad cooked supper. I set the table while Dad cooked supper. I set the table wherever Dad cooked supper. I set the table as long as Dad cooked supper. I set the table rather than Dad cooked supper. Choose the best answer. That means some of them, there might be more than one that kind of makes sense, but there's one that is better than the others. There is one that is best. Next page. Combining sentences again. I've always loved playing basketball. I am the shortest in the family. I've always loved playing basketball as if I'm the shortest in my family. I'm the shortest in my family because I've always loved playing basketball. Now that I'm the shortest in my family, I've always loved playing basketball. Even though I'm the shortest in my family, I've always loved playing basketball. Number 7. The baby cried. The boy yelled loudly. Still the boy yelled. The baby cried. The baby cried because the boy yelled loudly. The baby cried wherever the boy yelled loudly. The boy yelled loudly rather than the baby cried. Be sure to go back and listen again if you need to and make the correct choice. Number 8. I was not watching. The kettle boiled over. Now a kettle is like a pan that you put on your stove. On the top of the stove you might put water in it. People sometimes think about a tea kettle where you heat water in the kettle to make your tea. So here are the two sentences again. I was not watching. The kettle boiled over. While I was not watching, the kettle boiled over. If only I was not watching, the kettle boiled over. Whereas I was not watching, the kettle boiled over. Wherever I was not watching, the kettle boiled over. One of those is better than the others. One of those is the best. Number 9. She lost the game. She didn't seem to mind. Whatsoever she lost the game, she didn't seem to mind. Although she lost the game, she didn't seem to mind. She lost the game because she didn't seem to mind. As if she lost the game, she didn't seem to mind. Last one. I learned to play the piano. The director asked me to play for the senior center. As though I learned to play the piano well, the director asked me to play for the senior center. So that I learned to play the piano well, the director asked me to play for the senior center. Although I learned to play the piano well, the director asked me to play for the senior center. After I learned to play the piano well, the director asked me to play for the senior center. Remember, you can go back and stop and start this video wherever you need to. Listen to some of these more than once to make the best choices.